Welcome to a very relaxed episode of Van Haven TV, as Jordan and I today have taken two beautiful Caravelle conversions for a gentle shakedown ride in the countryside to Fiddleford Manor, a 14th century hall just on our doorstep in Sturminster Newton. Both of these vans here are super high spec Caravelles. Paul's van is a Caravel executive that's had all of our full TTRC treatments on the exterior, and on the interior is a full platinum interior. And Alan's van started life as a panel van, but has been converted into a Caravel. Again, top spec TTRC, which is our super sporty aesthetic on the exterior with all of our custom carbon body kit on. Again, rocking a Platinum Plus interior. These vans are insane. Let's take a closer look. Through the Van Haven catalogue, on paper, both of these vans would be classed as a TTRC, but really they do look quite different, and that's all down to the way in which we have styled the vans based on the customers' other vehicles, their inspiration, basically their style and vibe. So Alan's van is very blacked out, super sporty, really stealthy. Everything's been blacked out, super low, with really muted colour accents. Whilst Paul's is a little more maybe sophisticated, involves a lot more bright work. We've retained the chrome streamers down the side of the Caravel executive, and matched up a diamond cut polished wheel so that it all matches together. Again, we've kept all of the chrome work in here and through the lights. So yeah, just a very different vibe, although we have used a lot of the same parts. Both vans do look completely different due to the actual nitty-gritty of the styling that we've carried out. Paul's van, we overhauled principally because he's got some very high spec vehicles in his family, and he felt that the stock Caravel just wasn't cutting the mustard on the driveway. So we've taken inspiration from the other vehicles that he has at home, namely the exposed carbon and the style of the wheels to match some of his other vehicles, and we're super happy with how it's come out. This is one of the first Mojave beige TTRC vans that we've built. And Mojave beige is just a beautiful colour. Everything works so well, and the exposed carbon finish that we've gone for just looks insane on this van. The interior has been completely overhauled, and the eagle-eyed amongst you will notice that there's a very non-standard seat in this vehicle. A member of Paul's family, for mobility reasons, we were supplied with a special seat to fit, which is something we don't make a habit of, but was a challenge nonetheless. And so this seat will actually come out of the van to enable that family member to hop in and out. You'll also see there's quite a few single Caravel seats. So in order to give Paul's family more space, we've actually removed the 3-seater bench in the rear, because this van was never going to be used for overnight stays. It almost seemed pointless to have that bed capability. And instead, we've actually put in the single seats so they can spin around. It's likely that there will only ever be 4 in here, but we've given Paul an extra one in case that seat has to be removed in the future. With these factory Caravelles, there's an awful lot of work to do with regards to optics. The internal optics, where we strip down and flat and repaint all of the interior plastic works, there's a whole lot more interior plastic work in the factory Caravel. Admire the grills, all of which have been painstakingly stripped down, prepped and painted by Marcus and his team in the workshop. And they've even managed to paint the grills, which are like a moving piece, which is particularly impressive. So hats off, chaps, you've done a terrific job. And all of the black Alcantara work really complements the black Caravel plastics, which we use in a lot of our vans anyway. But no, it's a very special build. Paul, I hope you're going to be really happy with it. I hope the van can now stand proud on your driveway amongst your other vehicles. She rides amazingly well. We've put the Comfort Air Ride suspension on here, which doesn't just look cool, but will enable Paul's family easier access into the van. And the suspension can be modified or lifted or lowered to help access. So the leather work on this van, we took inspiration from the outside colour of the van. I actually matched a leather to the Mojave beige paintwork, so both stitch and piping matched that. Paul opted for the TT sport seat. Again, we've refoamed all of the bolsters. Even on the speciality seat, it was all refoamed, and we add extra wadding to enhance comfort of all of the seats that we upholster. We opted for an Alcantara base and backs to the seats, so that when people are moving about and sort of seating themselves down, if they do touch the back of the seats whilst they're moving throughout the van, it'll feel really nice and soft and beautiful. And we've also upholstered the steering wheel to match, again using the same stitch that we've done on the seats through into the steering wheel, so it all works very, very well together. We've opted for the Alpine sound system. Really like the aesthetic on the little chrome A-pillar tweeters here. Again, pulls in a bit of the exterior chrome work, and it just looks lovely. Alan's van is an absolute monster. Rotiform wheels that we've never used before, huge brakes, custom painted in a khaki green colour, all of the carbon accents that have been tinted with a gloss black, so that marries really subtly with the rest of the coachwork. It's actually hard to believe that this van started life as a panel van. We've carried out the full Caravel conversion so that Alan and his family can ride in absolute style, and we've matched up the khaki exterior brakes to the piping in the seats and used a slightly lighter shade of khaki on the stitch work. We've added all the entertainment systems. This van has got a huge Focal Hertz and Alderson system, a similar system that we've put in other vans, but every time we seem to build one of these, the sound just seems to get better. I don't know what Chris and Joe have been up to, but driving this van down here today, the bass is just so intense. It's quite remarkable. Sound system's awesome. There's a separate bass controller just down here, and it's currently on 25%. Turn the bass up a bit more. I don't want to scare the horses. Awesome. For the family, we've also built in a huge entertainment screen. This can be running an Amazon Fire Stick or Apple TV, you name it. And the kids have actually got their own customized pairs of headphones. You can see on the back of the seats, we've made these little mounts here, and all the kids can have their own little set of headphones so that they don't have to put the audio from the screen through the van and annoy Alan and his missus when they're driving around, so they don't have to listen to kids' films, etc., which would be really, really cool. Again, use all the factory Caravel gubbins. We've also put in a diesel heater, an inverter, really lovely sized leisure battery. So this van can be used not just for running children about the place, but also as like a mobile hangout area that would be good for use all year round, not just in the summer. That diesel heater, 2 kilowatt unit, really does pump out some heat. And the inverter will be useful, so if Alan ever wants to take some time out, maybe go do some quoting in nature on his laptop, you still have all the power that he needs to get a little bit of work done on the go. And this van for us, again, another complete first in the way in which we've never done a gloss black TTRC, never done a carbon edition gloss black van. We did the satin black bat van back end of last year. But in this instance, we've actually tinted or blended the paintwork onto the carbon, which gives a really pretty effect. From afar, it doesn't look like carbon, but when the light hits it, you just see the beautiful pattern of all the carbon twill run throughout the van. And it's also very important to mention that both of these vans are rocking our brand new TTRC kit. We've made some really, really tiny but meaningful changes on these vans. To the front end, some of the design has ever so slightly changed. And here we have our brand new TTRC tailgate spoiler. We took a little bit of influence from the new Sport line, but not too much, and made a very delicate, almost like a duckbill edge on the top here. And depends how nerdy you want to get. But this angle right here is now perfectly married up to the angle on the side skirt. Just a little, that's not really important at all really, but it's important to me. So then there's now an extra contour in here, which didn't exist previously. The line just went across there, but we felt like we needed to kind of replicate the ripples going throughout the front, so it marries up with this piece of plastic. We're so chuffed with this kit. I've said it once, but I'll say it again. It is absolutely incredible how, on paper, the TTRCs is a carbon kit, but the way in which we can carry out and modify and tweak and work with our customers to come up with two different vans that look completely different. We've got two completely different vibes. Is phenomenal, and it's what we love doing. It is truly phenomenal how well these vans drive after we've carried out all of our works. Everything from the air ride suspension, the wheel and tyre setup, which has a huge impact on the way in which the van drives, but also all the sound deadening. So, you know, even on the factory Caravelle'S, the factory sound deadening is pretty lackluster, and we would have stripped everything out and basically redone it on this van, and it's super quiet, super smooth, no rattles or annoying noises or anything. Really is quite spectacular. It's lovely. So this van passes its shakedown drive. Better get back to base. Thank you so much for watching. If anyone is interested in having us build you a van, do let us know. We have around 50 chassis in stock that are available. Pick up the phone and look forward to speaking. Cheers.